Well, considering I didn't have any City attacking players, I really can't complain. With the 17th game week of the season completed, let's take a look at how my team performed and my transfer thoughts for game week 18. Ahead of game week 17, in order to fund Snodgrass, I took a -4 hit and replaced Success with Kamara and exchanged Kennedy from Newcastle with West Ham midfielder Snodgrass. For game week 17, I got 65 points, 22 points above the average, improving my ranking by 200,000 places. In the My FPL Strategy League, my position has 2 improved. Shout out to Ahmed, who has sustained his top spot for the second week running. Now let's take a look at how my team performed and my transfer thoughts for game week 18. Man City gets back to winning ways, beating Everton 3-1. Edison had very little to contend with, only recording 1 save. In all honesty, there wasn't much he could have done for Everton's goal. At the end, Edison only returned 2 points per match appearance. City welcome Crystal Palace next, a good fixture on paper. City have now failed to keep a clean sheet in 4, with Edison only contributing 8 points in total, which obviously is a slight concern, especially if you consider someone like Fabianski, for example, who has returned 27 points in the last 4 game weeks, 19 points more than the City goalkeeper, and 1 mil cheaper. So it does beg the question, is it worth having a premium goalkeeper? Liverpool stays on top, beating the Red Devils 3-1. Robertson had a decent performance. His energy down the left flank gave the Reds a constant outlet, recording 4 attempted assists. A game that could have easily resulted in a clean sheet if it wasn't for Alisson's error. At the end, due to conceding 1 goal, Robertson only returned 2 points per match appearance. The Reds have 2 decent fixtures before they play a tough home and away match against Arsenal and Man City. Robertson is currently averaging 6 points per game, thus at this rate he's a season keeper. The Wanderers gained their first clean sheet since October, beating Bournemouth 2-1. Doherty had another top display. The right back was defensively solid whilst constantly made himself available on the overlap. Due to the clean sheet, the Irishman returned a respectable 6 points. The Wanderers travel to Anfield to face Liverpool next, a tough fixture on paper. In the last 4 fixtures, Doherty has returned a total of 25 points, so for me he must start for game week 18 despite the opposition. Watford holds on to beat Cardiff 3-2. Holebas has now been directly involved in more goals than any other Premier League defender, scoring his 3rd goal of the season with a curling strike in the second half. At the end, the left back returned a solid 7 points. Watford travel to West Ham next, a decent fixture on paper. In the last fixture between the 2 clubs, Watford lost 2-0. Crystal Palace edged past Leicester City, recording their first successive home win this season. Wan-Bissaka had a good game, keeping the likes of Maddison and Gray quiet. In addition, when he could, the right back pushed forward to support the attack. His overall performance wasn't quite enough to earn him any additional bonus points. Nevertheless, the young Englishman returned a welcome 6 points. Crystal Palace travel to face Man City next, a difficult fixture on paper. In the last away match against City, the Eagles conceded 5 goals with no reply. Thus it's unlikely for me Wan-Bissaka will start in my team for game week 18. West Ham makes it 4 wins out of 4, beating Fulham 2-0. Ahead of game week 17, I took a -4 hit to bring Snodgrass in, and thank goodness it paid off. The Scottish international scored his 2nd goal in 2 games to open the scoring, with a stunning strike in the first half. His overall performance earned him 3 additional bonus points, returning a whopping 11 points. West Ham still have a good run of fixtures before they play a tough home match against Arsenal. With Snodgrass' eye for goal and his ability to pick out a pass, he has to start in my team for game week 18. Hazard shines in a 2-1 win against Brighton. For the 2nd match running, Hazard led the front line. The Belgian international was exceptional in the first half, setting up Pedro's goal and scoring Chelsea's 2nd. His overall performance earned him 3 additional bonus points, returning a solid 13 points. his 5th double-figure return this season. Chelsea have a good run of fixtures. Hazard has now delivered a goal and 5 assists in the last 4 matches, and could be a good candidate for captaincy for Gameweek 18. Salah goes missing in the 3-1 win against Manchester United. After a hat-trick against Bournemouth, the Egyptian had a relatively quiet game. Despite leading the front line, Salah only managed to record a single shot inside the penalty box. In the end, the Egyptian only returned 2 points per match appearance. Salah's up against Wolves next, a decent fixture on paper. I must admit there's still a slight temptation in exchanging Salah for a City player, especially as Liverpool face Arsenal and City in the next 4. Richarlison blanks in the 3-1 defeat against City. Richarlison didn't have the best of games. The Brazilian had a couple of chances, including a great opportunity in the first half. In the end, the Brazilian only returned 2 points for match appearance. Everton welcome Spurs next, a tough fixture on paper. In the last 2 meetings between the two clubs, Everton have conceded 7 goals and scored none. Spurs left it late to beat Burnley 1-0. Harry Kane didn't have the best of games, recording his worst Premier League performance since Gameweek 10. The English international only managed to record 2 shots, both not hitting the target. Fortunately, the striker picked up a stoppage time assist, so at the end, as my captain, Harry Kane returned an underwhelming 10 points. Spurs have a good run of fixtures, and don't play a top 6 team till Gameweek 22, so I guess the question is, am I prepared to be patient, or is 12.6 mil better spent elsewhere? Lacazette starts from the bench in the 3-2 defeat against Southampton. Lacazette failed to make the starting 11, but was substituted on in the second half. His introduction changed the game, orchestrating many attacking moves, and providing the Gunners the crucial assist to level the score. In the end, the striker returned a respectable 4 points. Arsenal face Burnley next, a desirable fixture on paper. As long as Lacazette starts, the French international could actually be a good differential pick for captaincy. So moving on to my transfer thoughts for Gameweek 18. With no City attacking players in my squad, and Sane absent in the midweek domestic cup against Leicester City, my initial thinking is to bring the German international in exchange for Salah. Or, considering the fact that Gameweek 19 will commence just 3 days after Gameweek 18, another option would be to keep the squad how it is and actually bank a free transfer, which could prove to be vital during this congested festive period. But if I do decide to exchange Salah for Sane, I'll probably play a 3-5-2 formation, with Hojbjerg returning in the starting lineup. For captaincy is a toss between Hazard and Sane. Please note my team is not locked in, and if you'd like to see my final team selection, be sure to follow me on Twitter, all my details in the description below. And before I sign out, I just want to say a massive thank you. The channel has reached another milestone of 4,000 plus subscribers. This is greatly appreciated. Let's just hope my FPL ranking goes up the same way.